Mongolia, a land of history, incredible scenery, lakes, mountains, and sunsets that appear never-ending. It's a wild country, full of pristine, untouched nature, where something magical lurks around every corner. On today's episode, your cast of Gemma, Nathan, Casey, Kat and Corinne will take you to the pristine, isolated, distant north of this country, the magnificent Lake Khuvsgul. It's a 900-kilometre journey, and on the way we'll be taking in the cultural majesty and sporting prowess of one of Mongolia's famed Naadam festivals. And on today's episode, here's where we're going, this little guy. Doesn't look like much, but Lake Khuvsgul is absolutely massive. Up on the Russian border, it's 136 kilometres long, 1,600 metres up above sea level, and holds 70% of Mongolia's fresh water. Our journey today begins in Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia's cosmopolitan capital. We picked up our car, piled everyone in, and got set and ready to go, and made it about 200 metres before hitting public holiday traffic.
Now it's official. Interest rates are definitely going up in the United States.
After 2 hours with just ourselves and the BBC World Service for company, finally we were actually off. First stop, Erdenet, home of Mongolia's 7th best nightclub and home to a fountain that blasts Ukrainian nationalist songs.
Гуляй, гуляй, пока круг горяча, жизнь одна и смерть одна, руби с плеча.
But when you think of Erdenet, you don't think of nightclubs and fountains. No, you're there to visit the world's 4th biggest open-cut copper mine. Maybe it was the singing, maybe it was the Snow White soundtrack, or maybe it was all the cameras, but they didn't let us in, so we had to make do with driving laps at the perimeter fence. We relinquished Kat for the music controls and hit the road again. This time heading all the way to Khatgal via moron.
As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I take a look at my life and realize there's nothing left.
Looking like total badass gangsters, we rolled on into Khatgal, home of the Khatgal Naadam. Possibly not as gangster as this kid though. Naadam is the national sporting and cultural event of Mongolia. They're held all across the countryside in every major city, and sometimes they just feel more like a school fete. There's lucky dips, carnival games, this thing, and of course 8-year-old kids riding bareback on horse for 5 to 10 kilometres. But it's a sport that brings everyone here. Chris at the Australians, ready to line up for gold? No. I know she's balked here a bit. You might have to come back to us, guys. Well, over here at the wrestling, oh look, to be honest with you, they're just dancing. There's not a great deal happening. Oh wait, something's happening here. No, I'm sorry, they're still dancing. You might want to come back to us. How's the dangle going? Alright, Gambald's up and he's ready for his first tank. This could take a while. You might want to come back to us. Oh, quick, get over to the wrestling. It's all starting to happen here. No. Well, look, guys, stay with us. There's a bit of a wiggle. There's a shake. No, I'm feeling something build here, guys. I think it's all ready to happen. Gives him a twist. Gives him a flip. And he's down. What's happening at the dangle? Oh, Gambald's fallen. It's all over here too.
I tell you what, I have goosebumps. Aussie gold, Aussie glory, sensational effort. And didn't she make it interesting at the end there?
And finally, it was only a couple hours up a dirt road to our final destination. Beautiful Lake Khuvsgul, our home for the next 5 days. Just enough time to set up the tent, crack open a beer and dive into its beautiful, crystal clear waters that were freezing.
Lake Khuvsgul. We're on location here, cooking Indian food in Mongolia. Crazy, I know. Okay, so we're just gonna heat up the pan, fry up some onion and garlic.
You're such a better actor than me. I was just like,
This is my sous chef cat. Instead of canned tomatoes like I asked, we have real tomatoes.
Doesn't take long.
We wash them in the river, perhaps. It's a lake! Because we're camping, we have this excess capsicum. Here's some I prepared earlier. And now we're going to add the chickpeas because that's the main ingredient to our dish. We just need to add some water, bring it to the boil. Bob's your uncle, Daddy's your aunt. But the funny thing is, I do have an Uncle Bob. And my mum called Bob. Yeah, my mom's name is Franny. Oh, yeah, Francis, yeah. This is so banterish. I like it. Welcome back. We are all done with the curry. Oh, so good. Curry. Delicious.
what a fusion. Mexican, Mongolian, Indian, Argentinian.
Nath Shay, back in action on the all-new Nath vs. Wild, an ancient Mongol saying, passed down through the generations, always take a selfie. Through the streets of Dahan he roams, into the backcountry of Mongolia, in search of the elusive taimen fish, known for its mythic and massive size. That's definitely a taimen, and he's definitely not in his knickers. Beer can.
After more than a week away together, it was time to hike on out, grab a couple of quick happy snaps, and for one last time, hit the road. But listen, for every great sing-along, there were hours and hours of staring at the back of the seat in front of you. There was that time we got to drive up a ditch. It was pretty fun. And listen, they say there's a bit of glamour in this job, but you don't see all the running repairs, so much downtime with the crew, being stuck in the middle of bloody nowhere. But when you wake up next to this on your last morning, it all feels pretty worthwhile. Up next, the team travels to Siberia and finds it's exactly how they expected.